of putting waymarks. If you live in a country where there's snow and you go up a mountain, you put down flags as you go up so you can get your way down back in a blizzard. The same thing when we study, and I can see that you're doing that, and I've been doing that as well because I was scared I was going down a rabbit hole. But guys, tomorrow night, if I tell you, Sandy, I might need the whole of Friday, the way this thing is going. I've just come across things and I'm not a big guy on talking about Jesuits and things like that or trying to prove people wrong because I never consider myself an expert. Okay, I'm not an expert like you are, Christian. It's your calling in life. When I listen to you, and I get so much pleasure in listening and learning. Okay, even like Tom, Keith. I know when Keith does any of the people speaking here, especially what Linda and Ed has done also in the last couple of days. Really, you can see how people study and learn. And for me, I find it so sad that we are being defined as just a one, like they say, a one horse pony, or what do you want to call it? A one course pony, right? That all the only thing we speak about is the feast. And especially in the run up now to this time of the year, you get that whole plethora of people coming out against us and speaking out against us and and every year it just gets worse. And where people get the stuff from, when you go study and have a look, you realize that actually this has got nothing to do with the Word of God. It's got to do with bums and seats. It's got to do with a lot of other things, attracting people, sensationalism. And so there's a very thin line, and I'll quote it tomorrow night, that comes actually out of Adventist writings, which explains what conspiracy theory is and what the real truth is. There's a dividing line there. And if one understands that, then when you go study and when you use the apocrypha like you do, when you do certain things around doctrine, and when you look at it, and if I look at Tom's thing tonight on the first, second, and third coming, okay, it was the first time I actually really looked at it. It was amazing. Same
Mhm.
with yours. So thank you once
I
again,
will. I
Christian.
do want to say just a bit of a disclaimer, and I'm sure that maybe Sandy will appreciate me saying so. Um, I don't think that we should use the hidden books to try and establish.
No, 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 no. That's
Uh,
not what
but
I'm
but but
saying.
but
Yeah.
but you know, we have the foundation. The foundation is
Yes,
really well laid with Adventism, and we're kind
absolutely.
of building on that with the new things that are coming. And I think that as long as we have that foundation clear,
Yeah.
um, with the fear of God, go forward. Yeah.
Amen to that. The thing is, we should not be scared to look things in the eye and test it. We are told, as from like fledgling Adventists, go test the doctrine, and then you go test it and you ask questions and you get this fellowship. Okay, so how does that fit? And so I know with you and me as well, we've had discussions around things and so on. Myself and other people as well. I've got a different view to certain people about things. But what I enjoy is just what Elder Van der Berg taught me is to be able to talk to others. And that's I think what the forum that I'm pushing for, and you'll hear me say that a lot, is just a forum where people can speak to each other. And I think this platform is the right place for it. Bring something different, bring something that we all can learn from, that we can question, that we can say, listen, where did you get this? How does this fit? Whatever. I know Keith pushes the envelope quite a bit. He sends me
Oh,
some really interesting stuff every now and then. Um,
and
but and I,
it's like it's like a trial.
yeah,
The heaven does its investigative judgment. We are also to do an investigative judgment with
correct,
all the doctrines, and that needs to be done all the time. And
all the
then the
time.
results of that, we need to come out and apologize and humble ourselves. That is the result of that investigative judgment.
Correct. It's for me the most difficult thing when I'm doing something like what I'm going to do is not to be judgmental, okay? Because I'm always thinking to myself, all the things that we've gone through as a group, okay? We've all been in a situation where somebody's judged us incorrectly, all right? It's not a nice feeling. It talks to your character, which is where Satan goes. He goes for your character. That thing that you are working to perfect for heaven is the thing that Satan comes for. And so when one speaks about other people and when one does a presentation, um, for me, I'm still battling. It's one of my things to not speak badly about others. And so my thing for tomorrow night, I've had several reads through it because I want to do it in respect. I want to respect Bible explorations. I want to do the right thing. But there's also some things we really need to take note of that's being said out there. I don't think it's fair to the people who are coming on board, the new people who are discovering the truth, um, all the things around that. Um, and once again, okay, despite this, and I was reading what Solomon Kunu wrote. He wrote a disclaimer. I'm actually putting it into tomorrow night's presentation. He wrote a disclaimer every time he spoke on Bible explorations. And he said, you know what, this is what we stand for. And I'm actually putting that up tomorrow night. So whoever watches, whatever we do, is to know that once again, we have a full base in Seventh-day Adventism. We've never walked away from it. Okay, we are where we are. We have had to organize in terms of a group of people who have a common mindset maybe around things, and not that common. But the one thing we do have in common is friendship. And once again, to each and every one of you, I want to really thank you for your friendship. For us here in South Africa, there's only a few of us here. My group is not very big. We've got about 25 to 30 people here, but they are very loyal. Christian, they love you, of course, your stuff. So I'll place your link as soon as it comes on. Um, a lot of discussions. I still wanted to say to Tom, somebody mentioned to me his book on the character of God. Somebody read here in South Africa the other day. I sent somebody one of them. I had one. And they said, oh, we need to read that again. So we'll look at that. But, Ella van der Berg on the 144,000 and those other books that he wrote. Has everybody read those books? There's some seriously good stuff there.
Just want to say
So,
something to Sandy. Sandy, I just want to say thank you
yeah,
for my presentation. I lost my presentation, and she's always super accommodating for me. And so I lost my presentation, and I had to literally throw it together in the last 2.5 hours. And and I said, please, can you put me later? And so I think she talked with Abel, who's going to be
yeah,
presenting now, and you were actually going to present in my place. So I just want to say thank you to both of you for kind of trying to make that accommodation. Thankfully, it was able to come together at the last moment, but I'm just so thankful. So I do want to express my gratitude there.
No problem. I feel bad
amen
for
to
you getting so
that.
stressed. It's like just we do what we do and it's okay. We work around it. So
Ah,
Well, it was excellent. I
ah.
really appreciate your study, Christian.
Hein,
Is
I
it-
wanted to just make a quick comment because you were
Yes.
talking about the people that you have, and everybody on here remembers how first when things happened with COVID, I started getting all my newsletters back from Africa, and I had a whole bunch of people that I mailed out to. Didn't have all the emails, but I mailed them,
Yeah.
snail mail. And I had to finally quit because they were returning them, and I would have to take them down and give them to the post office, and they would actually give me the $1.15 an envelope back.
Yeah.
But there were tons of them I would get, and they would say, this is returned, and it was like a year before, all kinds of strange things. So now I'm sending them email, and I have a few in the States that I'm sending out because they don't get on the internet real
Yeah.
well. So I send some of those out, but I've gotten some back, and I have a long list. And I got one from Zambia. She got it, and I couldn't tell her name. So I thought it was somebody here, and I asked her what her name was, and it was what the email said.
Yeah.
Can't even pronounce it. It was this, and she's from Zambia. And she goes, my name is, and she gave me the email, and I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was just somebody that used up a name, but that was her real name. So
Yeah.
she's from Zambia, and so she gets it. So if you know anybody there that used to get it or wants to, I can just give me an email and I'll put them on my list and send our newsletter. So at least they see a
Yes.
little bit. It doesn't really tell a whole lot about us. It's just Bible stuff. But I also have
Yeah.
another little booklet, don't know what it's on, from Ted. He'll be sending me, so
Oh,
I'll be putting that in the newsletter too. And all
Okay.
kinds of little goodies in there from people. So
Would love to see what Ted wrote.
they can
Yeah,
get
just
it
on.
on they can get it on the internet, but some people just prefer to get it in an email or something, and that's
Yeah.
fine. Now that I have that all set up, it makes it easy. So anybody that wants it on the email or anything else.
Yeah, I've resurrected the Facebook ACHM site, like after you pointed out some things to me. So I'm running that full time. What I'm going to do is I'll publish the newsletter on there as well, and then on our WhatsApp group I do every month as well.
Yep.
So there's quite a few people in there as well. And then um, on Messenger, for instance, I've got a lot of non-Adventists. Tom was speaking about the Messianics and so on. From time to time, I'll share with them as well. So they are just very difficult to deal with. Like Tom said, there's some really touchy issues around them, but we've gone the friendship route with that. And strangely enough, I would have never come across Messianics if I was still in the church. It was just when I got outside of the church that I got invited to gatherings, to Bible studies and whatever. Of course, there's some of their preachers who really speak very ill of the Seventh-day Adventists, of Ellen White and things like that, and I've had to sit through that. But once again, um, I maintain that if you haven't read her, then you can't comment on her. All right. So and we know that there are Seventh-day Adventists who are going after this. There's one gentleman, and I won't mention his name, but he's running a campaign on Facebook, and he's a 35-year veteran pastor of the Seventh-day Adventist Church who left under a bit of a cloud, and he's doing a really ugly thing. I actually left his Facebook page because he became actually just it was just ugly. I don't want to say more than that, because it just related to Ellen White personally and things that he made assumptions of, and that is one thing that a lot of people are making at the moment. If you watch these things slowly, and what is nice, Christian, I don't know if you've realized, but you probably would, when you're on YouTube, you can actually get the transcript of what the guys are saying. So what I do these days is I don't listen to them. I download the transcribe, for instance, like this thing I'm going to talk about tomorrow evening with Walter Fight, because then I don't have to sit and listen to him while he's irritating me. I can read slowly, and I can take it verse or sentence for sentence, and I can break it down slowly but surely. And then you really see what people are saying. And I actually, the one time, like 2 days ago, I was sitting here, I was literally laughing so hard because I couldn't believe that this intelligent man, who's a doctor and a biologist, what he was saying. When you read it, you go, surely this man cannot be saying this. And so we all, that's why I look at myself as well, and I've made some ugly faux pas when I talk. I've had Sandy ask me a couple of questions because Sandy is very like the eagle there watching us the whole time. So I'm very careful. And then Sandy says, "Have you said that?" And I'm going, "Okay, let me just look at it," because I think the other day when she spoke about you, something said, it's just that in the context that you phrase something. But when you look at the transcript, you can always correct it. You can always say, "Well, that's what I actually meant in the context." But when you are talking live, and for those of you who talk live like most of you do here, it's it's hard. You can say stuff wrong, and it's out there. You can't take it back.
I think
So
I've accidentally done that, and people say, "You said this." I said, "No, I said
yeah,
that." What are you talking about? I didn't say. And they said, "No, you definitely said this." And it's because you're thinking so fast that sometimes
correct. You're
your mind is
focused. You
thinking,
can't.
but it's
Yeah,
the words are getting twisted because you're thinking the next thought and it's coming out of your mouth when it's yeah.
is Abel gonna
Right.
talk? Are we taking up Abel's time here?
No, Jay Christian, it's like when you're writing something and you're thinking faster and you can write. Boy, I really go gut and make corrections then.
And the autocorrect on things is not always good. If you
Ooh,
don't watch and see what the autocorrected, it's like, excuse me, that's not
yeah,
what I said. I sent it, and I'm like, what?
yeah,
They have no idea. I also wanted to let you know, since I was talking about the newsletter and stuff, I put it different places, but online you can still get the books.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to order it, it's kind of hard to order it there. You have to do it. And if you want to donate, you can. But if you call me and tell me, you know, I can either mail it or send you the download link. You can download Holy History, New Discovery, all those books on there. And I did the Holy History the other day and printed it out. And it's the larger book that has all the end on it with the Deuteronomy and Leviticus, that the smaller book we did for mailing doesn't have it. So it's all online, because a lot of people have asked, well, I want the bigger one. Well, we don't have those anymore, but they're online. So you can just download it and you can print it or read it online. So that's what, I don't think he's on here right now, John was doing, John James over in Nigeria. And he's been printing those out and he wants to hand them out. And he said there's a lot of Adventists over there that are finding the feast. And he did it when he was 14. Same with another one over there. They were about 14 when they found us on BETV satellite. And they're still with us. And it's been how many years? And they were so thrilled to be able to see that we're on here now so he can get on there. And there's Patrick on there. They've been watching us for a long time. And the other one, they're all on here. Hi, you guys. Glad you're on here. But even if their internet isn't great, they're still with us and email, and they're just really good. So just so everybody knows that everything's there. You can email or talk to me anytime. And if you got any questions about anything or want to get a hold of somebody, you can let me know and we connect people. And Daddy would be happy. It's still going very strong.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you. It's
We're glad to see you.
Diola from Nigeria.
Yep.
Yeah. Although our connection here is not always very strong, but once in a while we have good connection. Yeah, it's lovely being with. Yeah, it's lovely being with all of you here. And we enjoy your presentations, and we also discuss. We have other people around, but it's not everybody we can bring. So we have like 4 people here now, with different phones connected. So we really enjoy, and we appreciate all what you guys are doing. Don't mind my Nigerian English.
There's nothing wrong with that. You're speaking very well.
Thank you very much. They support us too.
Yeah.
So we appreciate all of it. Support and prayers and everything. And we're still working on trying to maybe have something in April. So keep us in mind and we'll see what we can do and how we can do it. But this is still good. I mean, it's, you know, we have bills from it all, but that's okay. It's worth it to have all this going and keep it going. And God is good. And he gives you guys good things to say. Everybody just studies and you guys do so much work and have so much knowledge. It's just kind of overwhelming. It's like, wow, what was that? But it's good because everything is recorded by itself on YouTube. So, and speaking of that, because it is, we've talked for quite a while, I'm going to go ahead and everybody on YouTube note, I'm going to turn it off and start it again. So Abel will have his own instead of all of this before his talk. So hang on just a minute. I'll be right back. You can go ahead and keep talking.
Hey, Christian, I got a question for you. You're talking about the priests and kings. At some point, we're told that we're going to throw our crowns to the feet of Christ. Is that the end, or are being kings, or are we going to be kings and priests forever?
No, I mean, we're going to receive a share of the throne of Christ. Yeshua is giving us dominion over the whole universe, right? What he's doing is he's taking mankind and he's brought sorry. Okay. He's taking mankind and he's setting mankind above. He's taking mankind and he's setting him above all. He's taken our humanity rather, and he set our humanity above even cherubim. And so what we're going to do is we're going to actually be reigning above angels even. So this earth is going to be, we're going to cast our crowns at his feet, but it's not like like getting rid of the crown, right? It's not, because the crown is actually indicative of our character, and that's why it has his name on it. It's emblematic of our citizenship. We're not going to cast away our citizenship, and he's going to give us, because we've been faithful with our citizenship here on earth in relation to his kingdom, and faithful to his law, and faithful to his way, his gospel, and we